Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to week 72 of the weight loss updates. This one is going to be a little weird because I briefly touched on this sort of at the midweek point when I was doing the radio, the recording for Series 2. But I will give you a fair warning in case any of you are kind of like, squeamish. It's going to get graphic. Not to a point where you're going to be just like, well, I can't do it. But yeah, this is going to get really personal and really graphic because this week I have gone very far back. I have slid extremely far back. In part, anyway, not entirely, but in part to kind of an injury. Basically what happened was last week after I was done recording, things were going fine. I was ready to go back into it because I'd had a week where I just kind of like, it's been like that for quite a while. I found that the past couple of weeks it's been really tough to stay motivated and to actually get out and do what I need to do and just kind of like, just want to lose control and do all sorts of bad stuff. But I was thinking, all right, I'm going to be on track. Things will be okay. Things will be all right. I did my recording and then, exercise and all the other stuff. The next morning when I got up, and did the regular first thing in the morning. I usually get up around 5 and then take about half an hour to kind of stagger around and wake up. And then I do my treadmill in the morning. Do that for roughly-ish an hour. I do my walk for a kilometer and then I jog for 5 and then I walk for another kilometer. And then I get ready to go to work and then I come home and I do my regular exercise for the second series of push-ups and sit-ups and all that other good stuff and try to do a pull-up after work. So, anyway, got up in the morning, did my thing, did my treadmill, and usually when, I'm done my treadmill, it's because my body can't sweat out enough. You can only sweat so much. So eventually you have to go to the bathroom as well. So I went to go pee, and realized that's not supposed to be that color. It's supposed to be a nice, shiny, bright, well, not really, it's not supposed to be yellow. It's not, if it's really bright yellow, then you're kind of dehydrated. It should be like a pale-ish, yellowy clear. This wasn't. This was, blood. And not, oh, this is a slight discoloration, or, oh, haha, look at that, I've eaten beets. It was just blood. Nothing else. Just blood. Like, blood. All the way through. Which, of course, is the very first thing that you think of is, okay, I'm dying. But you know what? I've had a fairly good life. I have, good friends. I have good pets. I've seen Halle Berry without her top on. I've lived a good life. I'm okay with this. But of course, initially you start to panic because this isn't, something that you think, oh, well, it's slightly off. This was just, there was nothing but blood. So, of course, it got me worried because I'm thinking, okay, well, this could be anything. This could be ass cancer. This could be, ball cancer. This could be bits cancer. It could be anything cancer. That's the first thing that you think of. So, of course, did some research before I started panicking and flying off the handle and everything else and calling people and going, I need to make a will. I thought, you know what? I'm going to take a quick look and see what I can find online. Which is not always the smartest thing to do, but when you go to specific places, like I don't go to Wikipedia and I don't go to WebMD and I don't go to all these other places. I go to my good old standard, the Mayo Clinic. That's the first place I went. Because it's one that we've really sort of latched onto, that's our go-to for medical advice. Not really medical advice, but little medical reference. That's probably a better way to put it. So I went on there and, of course, it's saying here are the different things that can cause it. And, of course, cancer is right at the top of the list, and there's a bunch of other stuff. But there was another thing that jumped out at me, and I thought, okay, maybe this is it. And throughout everything that they're saying, the blood in your urine is called hematuria, or hematria. Hematuria, like hematoma sort of thing. So that's what I figured it is. So they said there are a number of different causes, but there's one that can be caused by strenuous exercise. And now this isn't something that, I wasn't going all out. I didn't up my speed or anything on the treadmill. This is the same thing I've been doing every single day for the past few months. But they said it is common enough that it actually has a nickname, jogger's hematuria. Hematuria, however you pronounce it. I'm going to say hematuria because that's how it looks. That's what it looks like. And what this is that, joggers, every now and then, will find that there's blood in their urine. And not a little bit either. It's enough that they can obviously see it. The weird thing is, they don't quite exactly know what causes it, which I thought was really odd. Now, to me, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is like, I've done something. I've burst a small blood vessel somewhere in there, and it just seems to be, it's somewhere in the abdomen, so it's leaking into the bladder. And because what ended up happening, of course, I did my research. I'll get to that in a second. Did all my research. I went to the Mayo Clinic website, is really where I went, and tried to find a couple of other things that, said, okay, well, it could be that, it could be this. And I thought, if there's something that is majorly wrong, I should get it taken care of. I should go to a doctor, find out what's going on. But they said, that with something like that, with the jogger thing, you'll see it. It will be startling enough that you're just going, I'm going to die. And then it clears up, usually within a couple of days. So I thought, okay, I'm going to see how things go during the course of the day. And if not, after work, I'm going to go to the doctor. So went to work. And of course, when you're in a situation like that and you're just, everything's running through your head, you always think the worst. It's never, oh, no, it's fine. It probably was beets, even though I haven't had them in years and years and years. That's probably what it was. No, you just think, all right, well, I'm probably going to, my head's going to explode halfway through my workday. That's probably what's going to end up happening. But I thought, all right, I'm going to just go and run my day normally. I don't want to do anything really out of the ordinary. I thought, well, maybe I should drink a lot of water to try to, flush everything out. I'm like, no, I'm going to just treat the day normally and see what happens. So, of course, around lunchtime, I'm like, all right, time to go again. I'm going to see what happens. And just in my head thinking, I don't want this, because if it's bright red, if it wasn't even bright red, it was sort of bright, but dark, just imagine pouring blood into water. That's really what it looks like. Because there was nothing, it wasn't orange, it wasn't, tea colored, it wasn't, oh, look, there's a little bit of this. No, this was just bright, dark bright red. So anyway, I went and okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom and see what happens. And just don't scream no matter what happens, because people are outside, they can hear everything. So, of course, I was very relieved. Very relieved. Everything was fine. Everything was normal. Not any discoloration, no blood, no nothing. So I'm like, all right, that's probably what it is. So I'm not going to go to the doctor. I'm going to give it a couple of days, see what happens. But I didn't want to just sort of, I don't know if re-injure is the proper term, because I wanted to just sort of go, okay, I know that's probably what caused it. Something happened when I was running. I wasn't in any pain. There was no pain during. There was no pain after. There was no pain, over the next few days. Nothing like that. So I think it's something small, that something somewhere near the bladder, I've burst a blood vessel, and not just, it's just from running. It might be just the constant impact. Plus, I still have a lot of fat on me, so that's, going to be contributing to it. The loose skin probably doesn't help all that much either. But I'm thinking it's something like that. I burst a blood vessel, and it doesn't take much, but it was enough that, by the time it was probably done healing, an hour after I first saw it. And then, throughout the course of the day, everything was fine. But I didn't want to go back and re-burst. I don't know if that can even happen. Redo the injury. I'm going to call it an injury because I don't know what else to call it. So I thought, all right, I'm going to take a few days and just take it very, very easily. Easy-ish. So what I ended up doing was I took a couple of days where I didn't do anything, and then I just did a very slow walk for those 5 kilometers. I didn't do any running. I didn't do anything like that. I was a little wary about the sit-ups as well, because I didn't know if it was something in my abdomen that had happened, and I didn't really want to sort of agitate it. That's probably a better term for it. So I didn't do any sit-ups. I did 1 set of push-ups, and I thought, I don't know if that's going to contribute to it, but I want to do something because I figure that's from midsection up. I probably am going to be okay. But of course, the inevitable happened, and it went, all right, well, I'm going to take it easy, and then I'm going to take a day off, and then I'm going to not do this, and then, oh, look, I'm going to have friends over. We're going to have drinks and parties and all sorts of fancy things. So anyway, long story short, everything is fine. I'm okay. Didn't go to the doctor, but there's been no recurrence. I was able to I'm back on my treadmill now. Walking for a kilometer, running for 5, walking for another, doing the push-ups, doing sit-ups, trying to do pull-ups, which I'm not able to do. A friend of mine was able to do one, which now I'm very jealous, and now I really want to sort of get to do it. But what has happened is that during that 1 week, my eating habits, again, this isn't an excuse, but my eating habits, of course, backslid along with my exercise. To a point where, again, didn't track throughout the day. I had a long weekend as well, so I wasn't at work, so there wasn't that sort of thing going on. So my tracking suffered, and then even after that, I was sort of, we'll estimate that. So when I did my weigh-in on Sunday, I have gone all the way back to my weigh-in on July 3rd. I have gone back a full month. So I'm at roughly about 214, almost 215 again, which really fucking pisses me off. Not because it's just like, oh, well, I was sick and that's why I couldn't do it. No, I could have walked a little bit more. I could have done probably the push-ups. It would have been okay. It's not a big deal because I know eventually I'm going to get back down to where I need to be. But at this stage, I'm looking at roughly 15 pounds loss in the next 3 weeks, which I know I'm not going to do. And I'm not going to force myself to do it. I'm not going to push myself to a point where it's all right. Well, now I need to do my treadmill twice. I need to do 5 times as much exercise. I'm going to starve myself and everything else. I want to keep doing what we've been doing, and eating sensibly, which did not do at all during the weekend. And part of it was part of it I guess is sort of well, I'm not doing any exercise. I can't really do much of anything. I'm going to get injured. Fuck it, I might as well take a few days off, which really shouldn't have done. But, we've run into this before where we know we have, stuff just sort of undoes the work that we've done. I know I'm eventually going to get back to it, so I'm not too concerned. I'm not continuing on that path, so should be okay. But I'm not going to hit that goal, which really pisses me off because I was on track for a while. Last week when I did my weigh-in, I was at 209. Now I'm thinking, okay, I can lose 9 pounds in 3 weeks. It'll be iffy. It'll be very close. But 15, I don't feel safe doing 5 pounds a week to begin with. That's kind of weird. And part of me was thinking, well, maybe it's because, I still have all that leftover stuff in there and I'm just not back into it. Don't think that's going to be it, but we shall see. I don't think I'm going to hit that goal in 3 weeks. However, I will still hit it. It might be 4 weeks or 5, probably more like 5 weeks. 5 or 6 weeks, but I will still hit it, and hit it. I'll do it both. I'll do both of them. There we are. And then looking forward to week 100, which is damn near close to the 2-year mark. And I'd really like to get down to my size, the size I wanted within 2 years, because that would be good. Because otherwise, it's just sort of a waste of time. But yeah, that is what my week has been full of. Really, really kind of scary that first day, because you're not quite sure what's happening. You don't know how serious it is. You don't know how bad it is. You don't know if it's just you're kind of hoping, going, okay, maybe it's that, maybe it's the exercise thing. But, part of me, of course, is now saying, I've exercised so hard, I've pissed blood. It's like, that's not good. You're not supposed to. You're not, that's too much. But again, it wasn't really going out of my way. I wasn't doing anything extra. I was doing my regular run that I normally do. And it felt good to get back into it as well. Having that time off to a point where I just I just feel not sick or, tired or anything, just, that feeling when you really need a shower, or someone groped you in a bus station. You're just I just kind of want to shower and want to get back to my old life. It's fine. But yeah, having that feeling where, I missed it. And getting back into it, I feel better afterwards because, again, that sense of accomplishment and stuff like that. But yeah, it was kind of scary. So my main message, I guess, that I want to sort of bring up, because this is going on a little bit too long, was if you run into something like that, if you've injured yourself, or if you're not feeling the pain but you notice that there's something weird, like you're doing nothing but urinating blood, and not a slight, oh dear, it's a little bit red. This was the consistency, the color. I've donated, or not donated blood, but I've had blood tests before, and that's all it was. It might as well have just been all blood all the way through. It is kind of scary. If you run into something like that, then do what I did and take the hit and say, all right, I'm going to take a few days off. If it's something obviously a little more serious, talk to your doctor. And if it continues, fix yourself. And then you can always get back to what we're trying to do. Don't do what I did, though, and forego the eating habits as well. That was really, really stupid on my part. I don't think I would have gone as far back as I did if I had paid more attention to my eating habits. But, of course, you get all those excuses of, well, we're seeing friends that I haven't seen in months, and, well, it's a long weekend, and, oh, I better eat now, because if I don't, then I will surely die. But if you do run into something where you're doing exercise and you've hurt yourself, or even just anything, food allergies, we'll deal with, even if it's just food related. If it's something that you've done every single day and you've run into a problem with it, stop, take the hit, take a rest for a few days or a week or however long it's going to take. You will get back into it. We always know that, we don't always know that we're going to be doing it, but right from day one, we've always sort of looked at this as this is a long-term lifestyle change. And every once in a while, if something weird is going to happen like that, then we can take that week. It's gonna undo a lot of work that we've done if we just go crazy, stupid idiot like I did. That was really eloquent, wasn't it? Crazy. I went right crazy, stupid idiot. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway, when you get to that, I've completely lost my train of thought, because now in my head I'm just going, that was really stupid. You could have said something better. If you sort of go out of control and let things really slide, then of course you're going to undo a lot more. But it is a little bit discouraging having that week or even just a few days where you're not still following the path that you've sort of set out for yourself, and seeing that all that work has been undone. But we know that in the long run, it's not going to matter. We are going to lose those pounds again. We're going to lose those inches. We're going to be able to get back into the exercise and everything else. We're just going to have to take some time and not do it for a bit. But try to maintain as much control as you possibly can. I know I'm not practicing what I preach, but looking back at this, I'm like, I really shouldn't have, I shouldn't have done what I did. Shouldn't have did it. Ugh, the grammar's all over the place. So anyway, yeah. That was my week. So lots of personal information. So hope you enjoyed picturing me pee. I probably should have gone to the doctor, but I'm pretty sure that's all that it was. And I haven't had a resurgence since I was back on my treadmill, or since I've been back on my treadmill. But everything seems to be fine now, and things are good. I'm back on track. I'm just about a month behind where I need to be, which is really infuriating. But I'm hoping that, in a few weeks' time, I'll hit the 200 mark, which is where I really, really, really need to be. I'm not going to hit that week 75, which I have no one to blame but myself, because even with this week, I think I probably could have hit it if I wasn't so stupid. But, it's all right. We'll say week 75-ish. And if I'm a week or two behind, I'm a week or two behind. I'm still going to hit it. I know that I am, because, again, this has been ongoing for long enough that this isn't a diet anymore. This is how I eat. This is how I exercise. So I know it's going to hit eventually. It just takes a little bit longer than I thought, and you need to exercise a little bit more control. But anyway, that's all for this one. So I know it's kind of weird because we've never really talked about, we've talked about some medical issues, but nothing like, hey, guess what? I don't have any pictures. I'm not going to show anything, so don't worry, because that would be really weird. But just hopefully a little bit of information if you have run into that, if you're doing any exercise and you find, something bad has happened. It might just be the exercise. You might not be dying, but if it continues on for a day, go see your doctor. Get things checked out. Just far enough. You should know this anyway. I'm not teaching. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. So I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please vote the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I'll see you in the next video.